Fair warning, I am obsessed with Facebook. Hey guys, today I want to talk about why the Facebook and Instagram ads platforms are the single best marketing play to help races grow in 2018. So when we think about marketing, what we're really talking about is being able to find a group of people with a shared interest and then being able to tell them a story about your product or service that convinces them to make a purchasing decision. So in the case of a race director, what you're trying to do is find a group of athletes, typically local athletes, and tell them a story about why your race is the best race for them to register for, as opposed to the other hundreds of races happening in your location. There's 3 key ingredients to running a successful marketing campaign, regardless of the platform that you're running it on. Number 1 is attention of your target audience. Number 2 is a way to serve up an advertisement to them. And then number 3 is how cost effective it is to do that. So in this video, we're going to talk about why Facebook is so effective at doing those 3 things for races. Facebook enables race directors to market directly to the athletes who are most likely to register for their race. Where traditional media, such as newspapers, magazines, radio, and television, were highly inefficient because you were often marketing to a large swath of people where only 5% of them might actually be interested in your product or service, Facebook allows you to target these very specific audiences up front and only pay to market to them. So for instance, right before shooting this video, I created a quick custom audience of US-based runners who are on Facebook. So these are people who, through the pages that they've liked or the events that they've attended, have indicated to Facebook that they're runners. That number came out to 30 million active Facebook users who are runners. With traditional media, you would have been paying to advertise to 30 million people in general. Now you can pay to advertise specifically just to those 30 million runners, making it much more efficient. Furthermore, Facebook allows you to dig in even deeper based on demographic data. So what you can do as a race director is actually just target people who live within, say, 30 miles of your race. You can even go a little bit further and target specifically people in a certain age or gender demographic and serve them ads with images of people of their likeness so that they feel more related to your marketing advertisement and thus more likely to register for your race. So as a specific example of how you can use this audience targeting to your advantage, let's take a look at 3 examples. Number 1 is someone who's a local runner and has an interest in the Boston Marathon. That person is very likely to be one of your more competitive athletes. So in a Facebook ad that you're serving them, you'd be well served to send them an ad that talks about how competitive or how flat and fast the course is. Whereas a lot of your back-of-the-pack athletes honestly don't care whether the course is flat and fast, they care more about other things. So for instance, if you look at local runners who also have an interest in Purina dog food or at Petco, and your race happens to be dog-friendly, then you should send them images of dogs running with their owners at your race from the previous year. Do you understand how that's more relatable to them and more likely to get them to register? The third specific example for audience targeting is actually targeting young parents. So if you're able to tease out through their interests on Facebook that they're young parents based on their age group and their interests in, say, Toys R Us or other things that parents are interested in, you can actually send them images of your kids' race from the previous years, showing smiling faces of parents running next to their children at their first race ever, first mile ever. That is absolutely going to strike a chord with them, and they're going to want to register for your race. Those 3 examples start to get at the second reason why Facebook is so effective at marketing. The first was that we're able to create these hyper-local, hyper-specialized targeted audiences, and then the second major one is the flexibility of ads. So as we talked about, you're able to send very specific ads to very specific groups of people. Facebook takes this a step further with their ability to add on A/B testing. So A/B testing is basically tweaking very small bits of your ad, say the title of it or the images, to see which actually performs better in the real world. So let's say that you have two really great pictures and you're debating on which one to show to your target audience. Facebook actually allows you to split that ad into two ads and figure out over a small sampling what one is performing better, and then you turn off the bad one and dump all of your money and budget into the good one so that you can really key in on what is performing the best and spend your ad dollars very efficiently. So this all sounds great. You're able to target these specific audiences with very specific ads that are hyper relevant to them, making them want to sign up for your race. So you're saying there's got to be a catch, and that catch is always price. Well, in 2018, we're still lucky because Facebook ads are extremely underpriced. Talk to me in 2020, and I'm probably going to be saying, no, it's way too expensive. But as of right now, Facebook is really cheap to market on. So the latest figures put the CPM, or the cost of putting an advertisement in front of 1,000 Facebook users, as between $12 and $15. That really changes based on your target audience as well as how well you've made your ad. If it's performing really well, that price actually drops for you. And if it's not performing as well, Facebook, recognizing that it's going to send some of their users away because it's not entertaining enough to them, they actually will charge you more for it. But as of right now, it costs between $12 and $15 CPM. Again, that's to put your ad in front of 1,000 people on Facebook. So let's go to the whiteboard really quickly and actually break down what that looks like over a year-long Facebook marketing campaign. Apologies for the poor handwriting. That was never my strong suit in school. But let's go through this hypothetical example. So let's say that you as a race director invest $1,000 in your annual Facebook marketing campaign. This is going to be spread over several ads throughout the year. And let's also, just as this, or given this hypothetical, that your race registration fee is $40 for the athlete to register. We've already talked about CPM, but again, that's the cost that it takes to get 1,000 views on the Facebook ads platform right now. And then let's say that you get a conversion rate of 1% out of that ad. So out of, say, 1,000 views, you're going to get 10 registrations. So as we do the math here, your total views is going to be your $1,000 of investment divided by $15 CPM, which will equal 66,666 views at a conversion rate of 1% and a registration fee of $40. That ends up being $26,666 in new revenue. I'm not the best at math, but even I can figure out that is a 26.6x return on your investment. That's pretty darn good. So I'm sure after seeing the math play out, you're really excited about the prospect of Facebook ads. You should be, but I do want to pump the brakes a little bit. There's two significant levers of that equation that can change your ROI outcome very significantly. So the first is CPM. That number is hovering around $15 right now, but it has gone up pretty significantly over the last couple years, and I expect that it will continue to go up over the coming years. The second major variable to that ROI equation is your conversion rate. We chose 1% in this example, which I think is fair, but you should know that it is really variable. And conversion rate is primarily driven by basically how good your Facebook advertisement is. And how good your Facebook advertisement is, obviously, is broken down into several pieces. So the three primary drivers there are creating a custom audience so that you're sending a really targeted and relevant ad to them. The second one is great visuals. So is the actual image that's shown in the advertisement striking enough that when someone is scrolling through the news feed, they stop and say, oh, what's this? Let's actually read it. And then the third one is your copy. So whether that's through video or written form, what are you actually saying in the Facebook ad? Do you have a strong call to action that's prompting them to do something? Do they feel like they're getting value out of doing something? What are you tugging on heartstrings? Are you entertaining them? Are you educating them? You need to be giving them something in return for them actually creating or taking an action to register for your race. So again, that conversion rate is highly variable. Endurance Scout Digital's social media marketing service makes it easy for races to run great Facebook ads throughout the year. We work with each of our races to come up with a custom Facebook ad schedule so that they can drive registrations throughout the year. We also create custom Facebook audiences of local athletes so that our races are only paying to market to those athletes most likely to register for their races. And then lastly, we help actually build the creative. So the visuals, the writing, the ads placement, and the bidding strategy that races should be using to be most efficient with their ad dollars. We think that by telling each individual race's story through their Facebook ads, combined with our internal expertise of the tactics of running successful Facebook ads, that we can help our partner races grow significantly.